that the UK government usually puts a figure on costs and benefits, and in 26 cases the estimated cost is higher than the benefits, so these regulations actually impose a net cost, and nonetheless the UK government has signed off on it.
Yes, there was EU legislation that came and affected our business. Every single piece of it, I looked at it, I read it and went, huh, okay, that's a little bit annoying for us as a business in the short term, but by golly, it's good for society in the longer term, and actually, of course, that fundamentally is going to be good for business.
It's certainly true that the European Union has produced lots of rules. You'll have heard about the Working Time Directive, setting the maximum working week at 48 hours. There's also lots of health and safety legislation on things like lifting of loads. And there's also rules on packaging, including what goes on those packets.
Cardiff Council decided to interpret the Animal Byproducts Regulation 2002 in such a way as to forbid people from recycling tea bags. Now that is a classic example, in my view, of the confluence of EU legislation with overzealous British implementation.
What we think now needs to become clear to people that work across the UK are the very significant benefits that employment protection from the EU is continuing to bring them. 6 million workers got more paid holidays when the Working Time Directive came in the UK.
Even if we left the EU, the UK would carry on producing its own regulations, its own red tape on matters such as employment law, like working time. But if we were to do a trade deal with the EU, some of the rules, like those on products, would carry on applying, but other rules, like the rules on working time, would not. The organisation I work with, UK and a Changing Europe, has lots of information on its website that will help you make up your mind.